take a seat on the airplane while I prepare you to take off with this informative speech. As Sharara Ariel once said, "We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm, and adventure. There's no end to adventures we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open." Although most of you guys do not travel as much anymore, knowing what steps to take when going on vacation is an important thing to keep in mind as we enter the new stage of adulthood. Throughout my speech, I will cover the ways a person can travel, where to take a vacation, how to properly plan for a trip, how traveling can affect your well-being, and the solution for single travelers. Most of you know what kinds of transportation there are, but did you know about the details? An article, "Which Mode of Transportation is the Safest?" written by Gregory Voden, mentions the different ways to travel. The first one, air, also known as traveling by plane. There are many people in this world that are scared of flying, but it's actually one of the safest ways to travel due to how rare accidents are. The majority of accidents come from privately owned or small air taxis. The second way to travel is by bus. Bus traveling is a broad category since there's the yellow school bus, charter, coach buses, airport shuttles, and way much more. Normal bus travel is 4 times safer than rail travel. There's been an increase of safety for buses due to the advanced technology and training the drivers have to go through. The next way to travel is by train. Most train-related injuries come from trespassing onto the tracks or at railroad crossings. The fourth way is to travel by boat. Very rarely do we travel by boats, but some people go on cruises or even just cruise on the lakes. The second to last way to travel is by car. All of us drive our own car or someone else drives us, so way isn't rare. Over the past decade, car technology and safety has improved dramatically. Now the last way to get around is by motorcycle. Motorcycles are the smallest vehicle you can own. People who own motorcycles have to take many safety precautions in order to protect themselves, as quoted by Voden. Now that we dove into the ways to travel, let's look into the planning for a vacation. Without knowing how to properly plan for a trip can be scary. Robert Powell, in his article, "Dream Vacation Could Be Within Reach," you will know what steps to take. First off, proper planning is required. He states the difficult chore, funding your dream vacation and making sure you don't overspend while you're on your trip. The second step is having a dedicated savings. The best option to save is to have a short-term investment account set aside for your dream vacation. He clearly explains with the help of Kimmy Green, keeping them a bit further out of reach will help insulate savings from any urges to tap into them, as a slush fund for overspending on other items on your immediate wish list. To better understand, keep the money you put into your savings account for a vacation away and don't spend it. These next 2 steps can be put together. Think short term and pay down debt first. The best investment is how long you plan to save for your vacation. For example, avoid unnecessary purchases. With the help of Green, the interest gained from saving for your vacation is often outpaced by the interest or any outstanding credit card balances. Lastly, book ahead. This should be common sense, but not everyone follows it. Another quotation Powell uses for help is by Nicholas Holman. "It requires a little more planning, but buying your flights and hotels ahead of time can save you a surprising amount of money." In the article written by Bill Sartorio, "How to Keep Your Cool Traveling with 41 Million People," he mentions people, both adults and kids, tend to lose it more quickly in airports because we're not in control of anything. This will mean to always have a plan B because we can't control unexpected things. In addition to planning for a vacation, it is best to know what cities to travel first. So what are the best cities to travel? An article from US Today magazine called "Best Cities for Your Summer Vacation" ranked the cities from COVID-19 safety measures, indicators of fun, the average Airbnb rates, taxi costs, and etc. In this article, second on the list was San Francisco, California. If you've ever been here, you know there are lots of fun attractions to visit. The temperature can range from 40 to 70 degrees, which isn't super warm. Not to mention, California has strict policies for your protection. If you want to go somewhere warm, Honolulu, Hawaii is your best option. They also have a strict COVID policy. You have to have your vaccination card or proof of a negative COVID test. Honolulu has the best outdoor experience you can find. There's zip lining, rock climbing, cliff jumping, and more. 7th on the list is Las Vegas, Nevada. The temperature here has a big range of 38 to 105 degrees. The best time to visit is March through May, otherwise you'll be hit with super hot weather in the summertime. Let's say you want to visit certain places by yourself. Let's see how you can do this. A fact from Better Deals for Single Travelers, written by Lynn Woods and Janet Kim, mentions solo travelers want people who were divorced, widowed, never married, or prefer traveling alone because their significant others have different interests or schedules. To have a better understanding of this would mean that most people have to travel by themselves due to not having similar interests to their friends or companions. Woods and Kim mentioned that there are many businesses out there that offer sharing a room or meal with another guest for a cheaper price. For example, Majestic Sun Tours International, they guarantee to find roommates for single travelers if they are booked through certain cruise lines. Businesses do this because when people get assigned a roommate, they could find a potential travel partner. In the article Better Deals for Single Travelers, it mentions several things. One being where Woods and Kim explained singles do not pay half the double rate. However, instead they pay half the rate plus a supplement. The second one, travel agencies and tour operators are also offering flexible singles-only packages that let participants share meals. I know these aren't the most ideal things to do while traveling, but it does save you a great deal of money. Now we explain the most important facts. How does it affect your well-being? The article written by Zing Zhu and Fan Yearling by Daily Travel Behavior and Emotional Well-Being mentions travel for individual purposes such as leisure, exercise, and community activities is generally associated with higher levels of positive emotions and lower levels of negative emotions than travel for work or household maintenance. So even if you can get out of your house for a little bit, it will help you in the long run. When you take a break from working or go somewhere new, it will also boost your overall health. An article in ON Voice, Why You Need to Use Your Vacation Benefits by Erin Dickman explains, research suggests that disconnected time away from work decreases burnout, boosts happiness, generates better sleep patterns, and increases mental power. He clearly states if you don't have time for a multi-week trip, even a few hours can make a difference. When you can't find time to take a vacation, if you can get away for a couple hours in a new city, it will improve your well-being. Throughout my speech, I cover the methods of traveling, COVID-19 friendly cities to visit, how to properly plan for a trip, solutions for traveling by yourself, and benefits of taking vacations. With the information that I shared with you today, hopefully you have a better understanding on traveling. Maybe next time you will want to take an eye-opening vacation to another country or even stay in the States. Even if you do not, traveling your own state is also an experience. Thank you for listening to my speech.